Topic, as you might know, the best a man can get. We are group 2 from section C. So as I'm very happy that both of the groups discuss this thing, that the man here is just a human being. It's not a man or a male. So this is the first slide. And then now, what is the best a man can get? Let's explore some options. The ultimate thing, the heaven, or the next, the money, and a good house, this car, which somebody already showed, I guess, and this new thing, iPhone, the cliched one, Gillette, best a man can get, or maybe it is a something which composes all of these, maybe this, or we can have the bigger list like this. So it can be anything. So we, being MBA students, try to come up with a solution that what can be the best thing for an individual. So we try to make up a model, and as we do in an Excel. So we did some research, collected some data, and do you know what the results were? This was the result. Because it is not that easy. Had it been the case, we would have been going to our MC exam with a calculator, and we would have been calculate the conflict percentage between 0, 2, 3, 4, and whatever. So we had to dig a bit deeper. And in order to do that, we went back to the origin of human being, evolution of mankind, as the previous group did. I'm happy again. So we went to the caveman. So now.
Hello. Let's dig into the past like Matthew sir does. And so, after evolution of mankind, food, shelter, safety were the three prime needs a man could ask for. In early era, before a man could build a shelter, he was vulnerable to the environmental hazards. So he was voluntarily looking for a shelter. And the natural form of shelter he could find was a cave. And the other one was those in trees. Okay. So now that his shelter needs has been satisfied, what's the next need? Food. And a caveman had his appetite filled by hunting, fishing, and picking up roots and vegetation and others. Now that all his all his needs has been satisfied, is he really happy? Is that the best he could get? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see.
Now that Manoj has shown us the importance of food and shelter, is that the best a man can get? Let me take you to the current scenario, that is from old age. So let us come to the present scenario. Let's be honest. How many of you came to IIM with the thought that this will happen? But we pathetic people ended up being like this. So people value relationship more than anything. Like if I pick someone random from here, let's say our friend who from our other section, he wanted a good girlfriend. So similarly, I asked many of them from even my friends, they were suggesting girlfriend, boyfriend. So typically a soulmate is what a best a man can get. Like very fact that somebody is there for them makes them feel content and confident to move forward with their life. Now I can actually sense some cold waves from the singles out there. So don't worry guys, we also have someone. Friends, not along that, no, not. So friends are fun and we enjoy being with friends. We be ourselves when we are with friends. So what do we do when we are with the friends? Let's have an AV. So best friends are sometimes annoying Actually, they encourage us behind our back and criticize us right in our front, and they pull our legs all the time. But end of the day, they are the ones who stand by us and support us with the decisions we make in our life. So all this narrows down to one thing, a thing which Voldemort did not have, and Harry Potter had, which made him defeat Voldemort. Something which the Lannisters don't have, and the Starks have in abundance. So, can you guess? Love, yes. So, is love the best a man can get? Maybe, maybe not. Let's see.
Now that Suganya has said about relationship, what comes next? You need money for a sustainable relationship, right? So, with money comes great power and great status. And status differentiates a man. So, with this differentiation, this gave rise to the segregation and rise of kingdoms. So, in a kingdom, a king has power, money, and status. So, do you think he's really happy? We'll see. Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah. So we now see that first it was safety, shelter, food, then relationships, the peers, now the money. So a king has all these things. So is a king really the happiest man, or a king is really the man which a best somebody can be? So let me tell you a story. There was a king in ancient times. That king was not well. So he called many doctors from his kingdom, but no one was able to cure that king. So for some time he thought that he will get a better doctor, but ultimately it was the case that he was not getting cured. So he got frustrated and he started killing the doctor which was not able to cure him. So because of that, the doctors in his kingdom, they started fleeing away, or many of them hid themselves, that they were not coming out, that yes, I am a doctor or something. So he sent his soldiers back again into the kingdom, that go and find me a doctor which can cure me.
So, as Sumit mentioned, the king was unhappy, right? But why? What did he want? What did he desire? Now, before jumping into conclusion, let us look at some of the perspectives. So, the first person, can anybody guess who's the first one? Yeah, right. So, first one is Tony Zis of Zappos CEO. So, he said that for any business to become the best, it should chase its vision for which it was created, not the money, because it will eventually end up following you. And Einstein said that try not to become a man of success, but a man of value. Now let's be practical here. We all know that businesses want to chase money. At the end of the day, they want to become the most profitable company, right? And I think that there's nothing wrong with that thought. As Bill Gates himself has said that if you're born poor, it's not your mistake, but if you die poor, it's your mistake. Now, looking at some other perspective, a man also wants power. He wants to become the most powerful man. He wants to beat his peers, right? So here are some powerful people. Mahatma Gandhi, who fought for our independence. Abraham Lincoln, who fought to abolish slavery in the American Civil War. And then Nelson Mandela, who fought against the pro-apartheid policies, right? But what happens when the man becomes too powerful? He becomes Adolf Hitler, right? By the way, the fourth picture is fake. So Adolf Hitler, when he became the Chancellor of Germany, Germany was in a very bad shape, but he uplifted it and made it a very good nation. I mean, there was no unemployment until he ended up starting the World War II. So yeah. So now looking at some of the successful sports persons, so these are all very successful and we are all motivated by them. But in the desire to become the best, it can also lead to this. So the first one is Lance Armstrong, who was accused of doping. Earlier he had won 7 consecutive Tour de France championships, but eventually he was stripped of all of their titles. And the second picture is actually a result of match fixing. I mean, one can argue that people can take advantage of them being the best. So I'd like to show you a video to sum it all.
But I was destined to be your mama. I did the best I could.
You did good, Mom.
Well, I happen to believe you make your own destiny. You have to do the best with what God gave you.
What's my destiny, Mom?
You're gonna have to figure that out for yourself. Life is a box of chocolates, Forrest. You never know what you're gonna get.
Mama.
So, coming back to the story, so the king was unhappy, right? So, what was the reason? He had money, he had fame, he had power, but still he was unhappy. So, was it melancholy? So, melancholy is nothing but a negativity offset. It can also be defined as a sadness that has taken on lightness.
So now we have got some insight on various things, what makes a man unhappy or what made a king. We have some clue that why was he ill. So when the soldiers were away, an old man, he agreed to cure the king. He said that yes, I know how the king can be cured. So they brought him to the palace. The king asked him that, tell me, what is the cure? He said, it's simple. You find a happy man in your kingdom and wear his shirt. And when you wear his shirt, you will be all fine. No, the king was relaxed. He thought that yes, now I have the cure. So he sent his soldiers back to the city to find a happy man. But when they went in the city, they asked almost everyone, and everybody had their own excuse. Somebody did not have money, somebody did not have good relationships, food, and all the things which we have discussed earlier. So they were very worried that what to do. They came back to the king. Now the king was very angry. He said it was a simple task and you could not even do it. So he said, the next time if you don't bring me a shirt of a happy man, I'm gonna kill you all, like this mad king. So they went back one last time. Finally, there was a park, and in that park they saw a man. He was lying on the grass and he was singing some songs. So that man seemed to be very relaxed to them. So one of the soldiers went to him, he asked him, so you are singing songs, so why, are you happy? He said, yes. No, it got their attention. So they were curious, they asked him again, are you really happy? The man said, yes, I'm happy. What is there not to be happy? So they were relieved that yes, we got the man. So they explained to him that yes, our king is ill, and his treatment is, if you give him your shirt, then he'll be okay. He said, it would be my pleasure to give my shirt to the king, but unfortunately, I do not own any shirt. Now, it broke the heart of soldiers. They went back to the king, and before he could kill them, so they explained that we found the man, but he do not own even a single shirt. This shook the king up. He realized that I have all the wealth, all the relationships, everything in the world, and still I'm not happy, I'm sick, I'm ill. And that man who don't even have anything is very happy. So what we are getting from this story is, so is this the man? Is this the best somebody can become? I don't think so. Because if he do not have shirt, that is also not good. And is this the king? Absolutely not, because he himself is not good. So let us find out that what is that ultimate thing which a man can get.
Now let us take the journey forward on the topic, the best thing a man can get. I say it's success after pain, celebration, solitude, passion, hope, and joy of giving. To connect it more further, I'll take an example of Karoli Takagi. He's the world-class shooter, and his aim was to win a gold medal in the Olympics. So, one day, when he was training in the army, a grenade was exploded in his right hand. So he lost his right hand, but that doesn't make him quit. So, yet he didn't quit, and then he continued practicing, and then he surprised everyone by winning the national championship in shooting. Then, further, he couldn't participate in the 1940 Olympics and 1944 Olympics due to some reasons. So, but then he did not quit, and he kept his hope alive, and then practiced a lot. And he surprised everyone by winning consecutive 2 gold medals in 1948 and 52. What I say is, Karoli has lived his life. He lived his dream. So what exactly do I mean by living? So if you carry eagerness in your heart, then you are living. And if you carry dreams in your eyes, then you are living. Learn to live freely like the wind and learn to flow freely like the river. I would sum it up by saying that eagerness, dreams, living freely, and embracing every moment will make our life happy. So I would like to end up by a small quote. The greatest thing what a man can do is to make the most possible out of what he had been given. So because what we do reflects what we get.
Because what you do reflects what you get. Let us elucidate this quote with the help of an example. I'm sure you must have heard about Alfred Nobel. He was the one instrumental for creating the Nobel Awards. But how many of you are aware that he was also instrumental for creating dynamite? The dynamite which was responsible for destroying the lives of thousands of people. Now take a step back. I will take an incident in his life before creating the Nobel Prize. His elder brother has just died, and the media persons mistakenly they published an obituary in the name of Alfred Nobel. The title of the obituary was "The Merchant of Death is Dead." And they went one step ahead and they stated, Dr. Alfred Nobel, who became rich by finding ways to kill more people faster than ever before, died yesterday. Obviously, Alfred Nobel was visibly distressed and saddened by reading this. His entire work, his entire life achievements passed by his eyes, and he could see that people did not see what he wanted them to see. He was being perceived as a harbinger of death, a creator of war machine. So after realizing this thing, 6 years later, he conceptualized the idea of Nobel Prize. And he introduced the concept of a special prize called the Nobel Peace Prize to recognize organizations, persons who excel in the field of peace. Now, as we have seen in the previous slides, the evolution of mankind, we have seen various needs which progressed proportionately as the race evolved. Initially, food was the basic thing which led to safety, security, shelter. Satisfying these basic needs, the needs enhanced to relationship, a sense of belongingness, love, friendship. Then came the accumulation of power, money, and status, finally, which led to happiness, as pointed by one of our teammates. Not the teammates, the other section. So, which is the underlying concept which can encompass all of these factors? We have been trying to address one central theme across all the slides that we have discussed. There is one central concept which drives all our needs, and that is peace. As you will realize, as you can view the slides in the backward order, that we have tried unconsciously to address the Maslow's 5 hierarchy of needs: physiological needs, societal needs, safety, self-esteem, and self-actualization. Peace is actually the thing which encompasses everything. It is the amalgamation of every needs that we can think of. One more thing. We would like to end it with a quote by Steve Jobs. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backwards. Thank you. Queries? My team members, Sumit, Suganya, Karthik, Sashank, Manoj, and myself, Anjali.
Quick questions. Have they answered some of the questions that were raised in the previous presentation? No questions here? Every question asked was answered here, is that right? Okay, so the best thing a man can get alive. Right? What else can you expect? You have got a life, and that's the best thing one can get. And now, talking about the question of getting a good girlfriend, I think again it is the question of being politically correct. There's a pragmatic meaning attached to that, right? A good girlfriend, what Utpal says, yes, when I'm saying, if there are different interpretations of girlfriend, by saying good girlfriend, if you mean a girl with all the societal values,